Greetings and welcome to the Prime Directive. I'm your host, Jeffico. My co-host is always Chris. Say hi, Chris.
Hello.
Star Trek 4, Voyage Home. Where are we voyaging from?
Wales.
Doing reverse order. This makes no sense. Why are we on a Klingon ship?
Yes, yeah, hitting the trilogy here, it's fun kind of starting from the back, but
yeah,
I don't know. We all know where it's going.
We know the whole plot to this. They had to get whales to communicate with the whale probe, but why couldn't the dolphins do it?
Ooh, yeah. I don't know if dolphin and whale is compatible.
How come we saved the dolphins but not the whales? We'll put the dolphins on the starships.
Yeah.
What if they go to the whale probe planet without the whales on the starships?
I don't know.
Tries to communicate, ship just shuts down. Fuck. Can't call for help. A lot of plot holes here, Chris.
There's actually a fair amount of goofiness, but I don't care. We're having fun. I don't think this is the best Star Trek movie, but it's probably my favorite.
The best one is 5, secretly 6. This one's a lot of fun. Yeah. Like the dialogue along, I'm cracking up at everything in this.
Yeah.
Scotty's just like, a million miles.
Yeah. No, there's tons of fantastic moments in this movie.
Solid dialogue.
The use of language has altered since our arrival. It is currently laced with, shall I say, more colorful metaphors. Double dumbass on you, and so forth.
You mean the profanity?
Yes.
That's simply the way they talk here.
Guess we start out on Vulcan.
Yeah, Spock is being retrained in the Vulcan arts for some reason. I guess we don't know. Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah, I guess, reborn, same age. Always happens in Star Trek Data, same age.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't have a human side. How does he feel? Mom has to explain to him that, you're half human, the computer knows that.
Yeah.
He answers a lot of those questions really quickly. And then we jump to the JJ verse where it's a big room and little Spock gets bullied.
Yes. I kind of liked the Vulcan bullying.
Yeah.
Honestly, the Vulcan bullying was cool.
Your mother's a half-human whore.
It's just like they were experimenting on it. It's like, let's determine if we can provoke an emotional response. I'm just like, stupid bullies.
They have sacrificed their futures because they believed that the good of the one, you, was more important to them.
Humans make illogical decisions.
They do indeed.
Probe visits, the USS Saratoga, I think.
That was one of them.
Yeah, and then Earth, and
I feel like Earth had plenty of time to sort of evacuate everyone in the path of the probe. I don't think the path of the probe was a secret.
There's that starbase just shut down from the probe, that.
Yeah, I feel like they could have known that there was a probe on the way.
Yeah.
They could have gotten the people out of there. Maybe so that the shuttles that were actively in transit wouldn't just crash into the walls and explode.
One day that starbase will become so powerful an entire fleet won't be able to destroy it.
Maybe that's why. Maybe they were doing the Obi-Wan thing, where it's like, if you strike this starbase down, it will become more powerful than you can possibly imagine.
Did you know that the Borg actually encountered this probe and they did some damage to it?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Memory Alpha.
Ooh.
2 starships and 3 smaller vessels have been neutralized.
Neutralized? How?
We don't know. Get me the Octown.
We get to see Sisto's dad before he goes evil. Yeah, and president, and they're just like, hey, you know how later on you're going to invent this transparent aluminum steel and windows, and this window is not that?
No, that window is not
Winds will
transparent
break
aluminum.
this window.
It's a low quality window.
Yeah, maybe make thicker glass. They send out a distress signal. Kirk gets it. They're going back. They're going to face the music for all their crimes. Crimes of friendship.
Crimes of friendship.
All Earth orbiting starships are powerless. The probe is vaporizing our oceans. We cannot survive unless a way can be found to respond to the probe.
It's like, hey, Starfleet, Earth, we're just gonna go back in time and get some humpback whales, because none of you could figure that out, but we did on this Klingon ship.
Yeah.
I like how Spock pulled up on the computer the history of Earth animals. It's a Klingon computer.
No, they specifically said when Kirk's going through his checks with everyone at their stations, I think it was Chekov, was like, computer will interface with Federation database.
Oh, damn.
So they had the database.
Good catch.
Yeah, that line's in there.
Yeah. I mean, I think we were talking earlier, just like, you could go around and you could fix all the little cannon things with simple lines. Didn't Chekov leave some weapons behind?
That's actually probably a huge no-no. There's a future phaser and communicator just sitting there.
There's a few huge no-nos.
Few issues.
How do we know I didn't invent it?
Yeah, that's the biggest ass pull, but it's just a fun
I don't know, they took a person with them.
It's a fun movie, and that's the fun line.
They took a person with them. I mean, the card left a person behind.
It's not like anybody said, be careful, even the slightest changes could massively impact the future.
It's true, nobody said that.
Watch out for butterflies. Nobody said that.
So, usually every time it's said, but not this time.
Yeah. I want them to just straight up go back in the past and just be like, you know what, it doesn't seem to matter what we do here. Just don't worry about it, don't stress. Whatever you do is what's going to happen anyway, so don't worry about it. Because that is how it works.
There's a taxi driver out there that savagely burned people when he learned double dumbass.
Yeah, Kirk's just giving them future swears.
Yeah.
We're not ready for future swears.
I know. You know what's sad? It's still not used today.
We're not ready for it.
No. I know it, but I'm not going to say it.
No.
Don't want to hurt someone's feelings that much.
I would never say that to a person.
Yeah. So, we travel at warp point 99 and go around the sun because, we got that formula from that one episode.
Yep. Sometimes the Enterprise would just appear in the past. It's a thing it can do.
Everybody falls asleep at their positions.
Yeah.
Uhura's the only one that's like forward. Everybody else is like, They got these giant heads coming out of the clouds. Very
freaky,
cinematic.
Freaky cool. CGI.
Everybody hallucinated.
Yeah.
And they're back in time. They're just like, we probably should cloak.
Yep. Let's park in the middle of a very highly populated park in the middle of the city.
I want to know why all those trash cans were there. There were a lot of trash cans.
There were a lot of trash cans.
And those guys are just like, it's too windy to do our job, so we're not doing it.
We're going to ignore the alien spacecraft that we saw immediately because this is a terrible place to park an alien spacecraft.
It was closed. They didn't see it.
They did.
No?
Yeah, they did. The stairs opened.
Okay.
Did you see that?
No, and neither did you, so shut up.
I didn't see nothing.
It's the whole ET thing.
You know what? They're not getting paid. Nobody's going to believe them.
Yeah, it's true.
They go out at night, but then it's day. 2-hour walk. And they're very busy. They're like, spread out. It just looks like a bunch of cadets.
Yeah.
And, Kirk's been trying to get some Spock bro time this whole time. He's like, won't you stay here? Oh, I'm not missing this.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, you guys go wherever. I don't care.
Yeah, you guys go do the mission things.
Like, I don't have a plan of where to find this, but we're going to go pawn these glasses I have.
Yeah. $100.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're just frames. I get it. They're from the 18th century, but they're just frames. How the fuck did bulbs find 18th century frames? Like, yeah, in the 18th century they cared about comfort, so I got these for you.
Yeah, there you go. And they're probably even older. Like, how many times has that cycle repeated? Yeah. How old are those frames?
Well, I mean, it's a good thing that they didn't have the lenses intact because Retinox 5 is probably a prescription we're not prepared for. The only logical solution of where to find whales on a bus sign. We deal with this outrageous bus guy.
Bus punk.
Yeah. He says, screw you.
Yeah, and that reminds me of me being mad about Star Trek Picard Season 2 again.
Oh, I thought
you can't have it both ways. How can Guinan remember him and the bus guy, like, they need to either both remember him or both not remember him. You need to pick one.
I thought you were pro-bus guy. I was anti-bus guy because it was just like, this just doesn't...
No, I liked the gag.
Yeah,
the gag was good, but you can't have Guinan not remember and the bus guy, yes, remember. You need to pick one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it gets pinched, everybody claps.
Yeah. You can tell it's American because everybody claps.
Yeah, we go on a tour. Also, we just ended up back on that bus after the exact change joke.
Yeah. Well, they figured out what exact change meant.
And I guess they got some?
They got exact change.
Okay. They didn't pay for their tour, though. They just walked on in.
You don't know that.
Yeah.
You don't know that.
Yeah, they just walked in.
I know they walked in, but you don't know where the cashier is.
Shut up, Chris. You're creating
You don't need
jet
to see.
cannon problems.
You don't
now.
need to see everything.
Yeah, dude. Every detail must be shown.
God, yeah. This movie took place over the course of 3 days, but it was only 2 hours long. I demand an 8-hour scene of Kirk sleeping.
I'm sorry, but Chekov was wearing leather pants. Where did he get those leather pants? I want to know.
Future space leather. You can't buy it here.
Yeah. His jacket seemed oversized. Was it a Klingon jacket? I need canon details. I'm sorry, Chris, but this movie came out a long time ago. The answers should have existed by now.
Somebody in charge, just tell me.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's true, just tell me.
I'll accept it as truth.
This is the largest seawater tank in the world, and it contains the only 2 humpback whales in captivity.
We meet the doctor. She gives them the tour. She's like, yeah, they're gonna ship these guys out, and men are killing them, the whales, and yeah, environmental stuff, Chris. Spock goes for a swim, talks to the whales. She doesn't believe him.
No. He did too much LDS.
Yeah, LDS. Like, just simple things like that. It just made me laugh. And I think anybody that, like, doesn't really pay attention to Star Trek, or even just loosely follows it, is just like, what's so funny about that? He's from the future, and he got it wrong, because he doesn't know.
Good gag.
Yeah. They get a ride later from her, because she picks up strangers. Much safer time. I would never do that today.
Yeah. Everybody was so less worried about things.
Yeah. She could get to a tire iron.
Yeah, she had a tire iron, it's fine.
I mean,
maximum safety.
Yeah. 2 guys will not be able to overpower her with a volcanic pinch or anything.
No. Well, she doesn't know what that is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. She's from the past. She doesn't know what that is.
She doesn't know.
That if things keep going the way they are, the humpbacks will disappear forever.
Oh, that's not what he said, farm boy. Admiral, if we were to assume those whales are ours to do with as we pleased, we would be as guilty as those who caused, past tense, their extinction. I have a photographic memory. I see words.
The back and forth between Kirk and Spock, and the little inside jokes are great, constantly calling him Admiral, and then she's got some photographic memory, she can see words. She's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, so he's just like, we've got a place we can take him, but let's have dinner.
Yes.
And I can't sell you on this. We're a couple of weirdos, but when we have dinner, I'll seem less weird.
Always makes me want pizza. That sounded and looked like a good pizza.
Yeah. Yeah, I was very disappointed when they got up and was like, take it with you.
They did.
I know.
They did. Kirk's got a box when he gets out of the car.
But I never saw him eat it, and I want to know what he thinks of it. He's from the future.
I need my information. Has Kirk ever even had real pepperoni?
Yeah, well, if he did, it was, you know, he's gone in the past so much that guy. I would assume. Edith Keller, you know, pizza night.
Besides, where could you take them where they'd be safe?
Well, it's not so much a matter of a place as of a time.
Scotty's on his own little mission with McCoy. Transparent aluminum.
That's got to be the best. Oh man, is that the best whole scene of this? Just the hello computer bit is such a classic.
And I did that a few times with my mouse. Just, hello computer.
Yeah.
Actually, there was even an old, it's like Star Trek database on my old computer. And like you could actually do that, except it never worked, so I had to use the keyboard. Yeah, 6 inches is how long or how thick the glass would have to be to hold all that water. But what if I can tell you in 1 inch?
Yeah. Also, the computer just understands what transparent aluminum is. You just type some shit into it.
Yeah.
And the computer program from the 80s is like, oh yeah, that makes transparent aluminum.
But if he was something to you.
Yeah.
You realize, of course, that we give him the formula. We're altering the future.
What? How do we know he didn't invent the thing?
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, and so bullshit. How do we know he didn't invent it? Yeah.
What would this be worth to you? Oh, just some glass. We need to build a tank.
Yeah, I just need a couple
Fair
sheets
trade.
of plexiglass. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Gonna make
Don't
me
worry
super
about
rich.
it. I guess Scotty probably just sold him bullshit. Like, it doesn't actually do anything.
You don't believe him.
Maybe.
My God.
Yeah.
I guess what, Chris?
Maybe.
You need to see it happen?
Yeah, probably.
Well, when that 8-hour additional movie comes out to explain all the tiny little things.
Okay.
Chekov and Uhura find the Enterprise.
Yeah. Yeah, in Alameda.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the nuclear vessels.
I love they're just asking the cop, and the cop's just like, no.
I don't know how they got out of that situation.
Yeah, the cop just refused. They're like, we're not going to pay this actor to talk. He just stares at them.
That's true. If you have lines, they have to pay you differently. That's like an Actors Guild thing.
Well, I mean, that helpful citizen walking by is like, it's an Alameda. That's what I said.
And she wasn't actually supposed to do that.
Yeah.
But they kept that in, and I guess they had to pay her extra. So maybe she was smart. Maybe she was really big brain.
Yeah. Yeah. They get the collector. Uhura beams out. Chekov does not. And then he gets questioned. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think he's Russian. No shit.
That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. Of course he's a Rusky, but he's a retard or something.
Don't move. Okay, make nice. Give us the ray gun. I warn you, if you don't lie on the floor, I will have to stun you.
Oh, shit, you dumbass. Yeah. Poor guy. Never works out for Chekov.
Yeah.
Can't stun people, can't get beamed out, falling off the ledge.
Yeah, hits his head, taken to the medical hospitals there. And
the Dark Ages.
Yeah, Bones has to go in there, give some lady some pills he just happens to have on him.
That's the kidney regrowing pills.
Yeah.
He's basically got, it's like Batman's belt, right? Like he's just got whatever.
Maybe he just regrow his organs, you know?
Yeah, it could just be a general organ regrowing pill. That you tell me that's not a thing in Star Trek.
They break in, they take Alice with them. They go past the cops, and they're like, oh yeah, no, she's gonna die here, blah, blah, blah. And then they kick the doctors out, even though, like, you know, as a doctor, you should probably be interested in how this person's gonna save this person. But he's not. And then he puts the thing on his forehead, fixes him. Didn't drill holes in his head.
No, not the answer.
No.
How's the patient, Doctor?
He's gonna make it.
He came in with a sheet.
One little mistake.
We get the music in this is so much fun. Like the goofy chase music when they're leaving.
Almost clown car-esque.
Yeah.
And they run through the hospital. They get beamed out just in time out of the elevator.
What are you talking about? I'm coming with you.
You can't. Our next stop is the 23rd century.
Well, I don't care. I've got nobody here. I have got to help.
I haven't got
those
time to
whales.
argue with you.
And Kirk tries to leave the girl behind. Like, you hadn't even hooked up with her yet.
Yeah.
And you're already trying to ditch her.
Yeah.
This is uncharacteristic. I guess, you know, he cares about the timeline.
I guess so. He doesn't want to become his own great-great-great-great-grandfather or something.
Yeah. I like it. It's like, beam me up. It's like, why couldn't you just go up the ramp with the other guys? I know it's closing, but come on, like, open it.
Just go up the ramp, dude.
It's just like, I'd rather just keep trusting this Klingon transporter.
Yeah.
What if it's like a Ferengi transporter?
Scotty, beam me up.
Surprise.
Spock, where the hell's the power you promised?
One damn minute, Admiral.
Alice grabs him and beams with him, and he's like, oh, fuck, I guess you're coming with us.
We can't beam you out. No, that was it. That was our maximum number of beams.
Scotty, could you take her to the ramp and lower it? It won't lower again, Captain.
How do you do it, Captain?
Could only do it once a day. Power levels.
Yeah.
They go out fishing. They see, I always called them Norwegians, I forget if it was, fishermen, and, you know, they shoot a cloak ship, and then they decloak and it freaks them out.
That'd freak me out.
I was like, blow it up.
Just fire.
How do we know they didn't blow themselves up?
Yeah, I want that excuse for everything in the movie. You just leave the phaser with the investigator guy. How do we know he didn't invent the thing? And just fuck off.
Exactly. Maybe he'll self-destruct, huh?
Just fuck right off. Yeah.
And it's Klingon technology. Think of how weird that would change everything.
Yeah.
Vilka helvetet håll!
Beam up the whales in the water. The calculations were guessed by Spock, which was also very cute. He's confident in your guess is more than other men's facts.
I'm also baffled that something can go through the transporter and you don't have a computer record of exactly how much it weighed or like that kind of information.
It's a Klingon ship.
It's a Klingon ship.
Yeah.
I guess you just can't read it.
Like I was saying, I want to see somebody get beamed up from like the water and just have all the water sploosh over the transporter thing.
Mm-hmm. That'd be a cool effect.
Admiral, there be whales here.
Go back around the sun. And they crash on Earth in the water. San Francisco Bay. Kirk has to go under. There's an escape hatch up top.
Yeah.
There's a hatch to open the cargo bay. A lot of things that open into space on this ship. Kirk gets the whales out. He gets himself out. The weather's just terrible.
Yeah, but then the whales assume the communication position and the sun comes out.
And then you point out the probe does a position.
Yeah, it's kind of neat, because I think that is how whales will orient themselves to sing or whatever, and then the probe kind of does the same thing where it points down when it starts talking to them, and that's kind of neat.
All the blood rushing into their head when they do that.
Yeah.
Then everything's fixed. The light comes back on. It's warmer weather, so it doesn't matter that window ain't repaired.
Yeah.
They have the trial. They're just like, hey, 9 accounts for something, crimes that you did.
Don't worry about it.
I don't agree with the willful destruction of the Enterprise because they were under attack by the Klingons.
Maybe that was one of the mitigating circumstances.
Yeah. And so they're just like, oh, we're going to throw away all these things except for Kirk. You didn't follow orders. I would like to know who said, hey, Kirk, your orders are not to steal a starship and go save your friend on the Genesis planet. I don't recall hearing those orders.
Well, I guess we'll find out next week. We're going to pay close attention for who gave Kirk what orders.
Review 3.
Yeah.
It is the judgment of this council that you be reduced in rank to captain, and that as a consequence of your new rank, you be given the command of a starship.
Demoted.
We're going to demote you from admiral to captain.
Yeah.
And give you a ship.
Yeah.
Because that's what you're good at. Well, he's been an admiral and he's saved the galaxy a bunch of times. He's been an admiral since, I guess, the first movie.
Yeah.
Well, he made it 4. That's pretty good. Yeah, don't leave that chair. It's always been a thing, man. Like, I was rewatching Picard with Sean last night, and it's just like, Riker's life went to shit once he left the chair. Picard's life went to shit once he left the chair.
When you're out in space, you can just sort of ignore all your problems, and then you come back to Earth, and everything's right there.
Yeah, it's much slower, too. There's nothing to do some days.
You're going to your ship, I'm going to mine. Science vessel. I got 300 years of catch-up learning to do.
Like they say in your century, I don't even have your telephone number.
Alice, she's all like, I'm gonna go on a ship.
I thought she was supposed to stay and do whale things.
Yeah. Well, she's got 300 years of learning to do, Chris, and she can't do any of that on Earth.
No. There's no information on Earth. Earth is a barren wasteland.
Haven't they come up with a way to just, program knowledge into people's heads yet?
Ooh.
Johnny
The Borg have.
Yeah?
Yeah, she could go do that.
I guess. Awkward. So, yeah, she leaves. Seems like Kirk never even had a chance to enjoy his Italian dinner.
I'll love him and leave him, Kirk. This time she left him first.
Yeah. I don't even have your number.
Yeah, it's impossible to look up.
I'll call you.
It's impossible to figure out what ship someone is serving on.
Yeah.
You're both members of Starfleet.
Oh, Spock's the ultimate man. He's just be like, oh, what ship did you go to? Oh, don't worry.
As I recall, I opposed your enlistment in Starfleet. It is possible that judgment was incorrect. Your associates are people of good character.
They are my friends.
Final thought, Chris.
Final thought. Tons of fun. This is my favorite Star Trek movie. Yes, there's definitely some fast and loose with the time travel here. I've always hated how they can, especially in the original series, just kind of on command travel in time. I think that's kind of a bad thing to have in your universe. That causes a lot of problems.
I think it was an accident the first time.
Yeah. Well, they do it at least a couple times in the original series on purpose.
Oh, yeah. As a routine, we've just gone back and checked out. We're orbiting Earth to check out, like,
that's just a thing we do. That's just a thing that we do. That is, that's a dangerous thing to have. But
I think we just kind of can, like, ignore those things.
Yeah, and we brought it back for the movie because it's fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, the movie's great. Love this one. Always excited when I get to rewatch it.
Yeah. Directed by Nimoy. Great job.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they all know the characters. They're all like, they must be best friends in real life because the chemistry is through the roof.
I think everyone but Shatner is best friends. I think that was how it went. Yeah.
I mean, we even got a little bit of foreshadowing from Sulu. He's just like, ooh, I want the Excelsior.
Mm-hmm.
Well, give it a couple movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
You'll have it.
You can fly her apart.
Yeah.
Take a seat. Now, Mr. Sulu.
Anything but echo the same sentiments. It's such a great movie. It is a lot of fun. The dialogue is great. The cast is fun.
Yeah, and I think that's usually the compliments this movie gets. Like, people don't talk about it the same way they talk about Six, where it's just like, it's an excellent film. It's just like, this is tons of fun, and yeah, it's got problems, but I love it, and you know, it feels good. It feels good to watch.
Yeah. Well, as always, guys, thanks for watching, and of course, if you haven't watched Star Trek 4, I don't know why you're here. See you next time.
Are we leaving?
Come on. Don't have much time.
Could we have that to go, please?
Sure. Who gets the bad news?
Don't tell me they don't use money in the 23rd century.
Well, we don't.